My child recently told me that their religion teacher positively talked about and cited some Father James Martin work. What should I do?
I would immediately contact both the principal and the head of the theology department, or if that's the teacher, and say, this, I'm sorry, is not in line with Catholic Church teaching. Father James Martin is a Jesuit who I would hope has good intentions to minister to those within the LGBT community. However, he often speaks about building bridges, right? We need to build bridges to our brothers and sisters in these communities. But I really don't think that he's doing that. I think what he's actually building are docks. A dock is a half-constructed bridge. And it feels like that's where he kind of leaves them off. Like, all are welcome in this place. All are welcome. Welcome to what? Welcome to conversion, repentance, and a life of intimacy with Christ. If all we're doing is welcoming people in, but we're not giving them the fullness of the gospel, it's a half-constructed bridge. It's almost like Jesus encountering the woman caught in the act of adultery and just says, has no one condemned you? Neither do I condemn you. End of chapter. Well, that's not the end of the chapter. The end of the chapter is, and go and sin no more. And so unless that clear message of chastity is being proclaimed within this community, which nobody to my knowledge is finding within Father James Martin's resources, he's not giving them a very clear teaching. If anything, he's petitioning for the church teaching to be bent in this area or just turn backwards altogether. He's not a real proponent for what the church has always taught about human sexuality and God's plan for love and marriage. And so if you want a better resource when it comes to teaching what the church teaches on same-sex attractions, you go to our website, chastity.com/SSA, or another good ministry, Courage, is out there. Another one, desertstream.org. Marco Casanova has some fantastic work. We've done a number of podcasts with individuals who experience same-sex attractions and realized that gay pride and gay shame are not the only options on the table. You can actually embrace this virtue of chastity and lead a life of joy. And so this message, though, unfortunately, is not being proclaimed clearly in the writings of Father James Martin. Archbishop Chaput came out with a very clear rebuke of what Father James Martin was teaching. I'd advise you to pull up that article by Archbishop Chaput, Chaput, I think is how you spell his last name. It's probably written 5 years ago or so, but it was a really solid, one priest to another, that you're not teaching what the church teaches. So you could perhaps share that with the faculty, and hopefully they take it to heart. It's like, look, I'm not looking to condemn anybody to hell, but I'm pretty sure I'm paying $12,000 a year to your school to give my kid a Catholic education. And if you're not capable of doing that, then give me my money back. And I'd like to have a conversation with the bishop, because you have a right as a Catholic, a canonical right for your children to receive a Catholic education, especially when you're forking over as much money as a Catholic high school probably costs. And so maybe you're in an awesome diocese like Wichita where it's Catholic education free for the whole diocese. But yeah, I mean, you could say, look, I wanted to discuss this with you first before talking to some others. And if they're not responsive, you go right up to the superintendent of Catholic schools. You take it a step up, you talk to the bishop, and you be that squeaky wheel. Because unfortunately, a lot of parents don't even have a clue what their kids are learning in class. And they're thinking, oh, it's a Catholic school, just dump them off and forget about it. It's like, no. You're the primary sex educator as the parent. You're the primary evangelist as your parent. It's not the theology teacher's job. They're there just to supplant what you're trying to do of raise this kid in a Catholic environment. Hey, if you enjoyed that clip, I'd encourage you to please like, subscribe, share, comment. That helps show it to more people. And then also submit your question at the email live@chastity.com, or submit your question or call in through our Discord server so we can talk to you in person on our next show.